Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name remains Abojuku Sinowa, and welcome to the introduction of CCTV camera. And in this episode, we'll be talking to you about where we ended last time. And if you've not watched our previous video, try your possible best to go and then watch them. And this will help you understand more about what you're about to learn today. And don't forget, if you have any camera installations to be done for you, don't forget to call us on our number displayed on the screen, and we'll be at your service 24/7. Now let's get back to business. So in our last episode, we ended under the categories of cameras. So like I was saying last time, there are two main categories of cameras. We have the analog cameras and then we have the IP cameras, where the IP stands for the Internet Protocol. I said all this last time. So in this episode, we'll be talking much more about the analog cameras. I'll show you some examples of analog cameras, and then I'll show you some examples of all the things I'll be mentioning in today's video. So the categories of cameras, as I was saying, we have the analog cameras. Now, with the analog cameras, it is a type of camera that is easy to fix as compared to the IP. I said all this last time. So now, before I even dive into anything at all, there is something I want you to see, okay, and that would help all installers out there. If you look at what I have here, this is what we call the tool kit. Okay, I'll urge you all to get this toolkit. It has everything inside of it. It is not that expensive. When you buy it, it's a whole set like this. You get everything here. You get the crimping tool I was talking about over here. You get some cutting tools over here, some pliers. You get some screwdrivers, and then the hammer. Please, it is improvised. I placed the hammer here myself. There's no hammer in it, so you have to get your own hammer. The cable tester, and then the battery, and then all these things are here. All the cutting stuffs are here. And when you buy, you will get some of the RG45s in here too. Okay, so it's a nice toolkit you can just close and then have in your armpits like this, and then there you go. So you don't need to carry a whole lot of load. So I would urge you all to get this one as well. So now let's get back to business. Now with the analog cameras, there are actually so many types of analog cameras. So let me say there are so many types of cameras. Let me put it that way. There are so many types of cameras. We have the bullet camera, we have the dome camera, we have the PTZ, and then we have the standalone cameras. So like I said, don't forget, we'll be basing today's lesson on the analog cameras. But before that, let's talk about some of the types of cameras we have in general. So with the bullet cameras, like I told you last time, bullet cameras have a hood at the top. That is what makes it different from the rest of the cameras. Bullet cameras have something we call a hood. All right, and this is how it looks like. If you look at what I have here, this is what we call a bullet camera, and this is the hood I'm talking about. Okay, why do we have the hood here? It is because with the bullet cameras, normally they are used outside. Okay, and with bullet cameras, they take longer views. Okay, I'm saying longer views for a reason, so take note of that. They take longer views. All right, now the hood is as a reason that when it rains or when it shines, the sun is not going to directly affect the lens of the cam, because it is really important. The actual word is camera, but the installers out there do say cam. So when you do hear cam, me saying cam, it is as a result of the fact that, if you've been in the system for long, you'll get to know what I'm talking about. So the lens here is what really is important. All right, so you take note of that. The small lights you see here, okay, are the IR lights, what we call the infrared. Okay, sometimes when you're walking in town, you see that the light is it is dark, and then you see some red lights, dot lights. These are the dot lights you see. When the light goes off, this what also gives the camera power, and then you see the black and white you see. But in the modern kinds of cameras nowadays, you wouldn't even see these red lights. You just see one red light or no light at all. That is same. It still works the same way. All right, good. And then let's talk about the dome camera as well. This is also the dome camera. So if you look at the difference between the analog, the bullet camera and then the dome camera, you would see a major difference. That is, one is straight and then one is round, like a dome. That's what we say it is, what, a dome cam or a dome camera. All right. Now, if somebody will ask this question, why is it that this one has a hood and this doesn't? The reason is that the dome cams are normally used inside. So normally we call them indoor cams or indoor cameras, and these are the outdoor cameras. The indoor cameras normally do take wide shots. In other words, dome cameras take wider shots, and then the bullet cameras take what? Longer shots. All right, so please note the difference. So this is how they look like. Good. And then we also have what we call the standalone or the PTZ. So we also have what we call the PTZ cams, and the PTZ stands for pan, tilt, and then zoom. Okay, Why are we saying it is what a pan tilt or zoom cam or camera? Okay, this is panning. Panning is moving from the left to the right. This is what we call panning. This is panning. Okay, and then tilting is moving up and down. So this is tilting. And then the zooming is actually being done on your mobile device, where you actually zoom in or you zoom out. Okay, so that is what I'm talking about. And this is a perfect example of the PTZ cam I'm talking about, where it is able to pan. It pans 360. Okay, and then you can also what, tilt up and down, and then you can also what, zoom in your mobile device. Normally these ones don't need any other anything attached to it. Okay, so normally sometimes you do call them standalone cameras. Some of the standalone cameras are PTZs. Please note that some of the standalone cameras are PTZs. So this can be considered as standalone camera. When you stand alone, you don't need any support. You are independent. This is independent. Why? It is because it doesn't require all the things this will require, because this will require cable, this will require hard drive, DVR, and then so on and so forth. But this doesn't require anything. It just requires a power source, and that is what we have here. You just power it here, and then that's all. All right. And then even with some, they have inbuilt batteries, so there's no charging point or anything. You just have to what, put it there, and then you configure, and then that's all. All right. So note that as well. Now with the PTZs, as I was saying, they come in different shapes, okay, but they have the same functionalities. When you look at this one also, this is another example of a PTZ cam. Okay, it looks like a bulb. It has the holder of a bulb. Okay, and then you see it also what, pans. Okay, it pans. It tilts, and then it zooms when you have a mobile device. And one other characteristics of this that some cameras also do have, even some bullets and then some DOMs also do have, is this: they all have what we call the two-way audio. Okay, two-way audio. Okay, sometimes in some cases you hear people saying two-way. It is the same as the two-way audio. Okay, so with the two-way audio, how do I know that it's a two-way audio cam or is a two-way audio camera? First of all, you look for what, where you see something of this sort, any dot of this sort. This means that you can actually talk you can hear whatever somebody says. Okay, so there is a speaker inside of it. All right, so it means there's an inbuilt speaker. So that is one way of communication. And then when you look at this side also, you would see a small dot at the side. And the dot there shows that what, it is a speaker. So anything that is being said around this camera is heard by whoever that is controlling it on the mobile device. Okay, so it is a two-way camera. So this one is being you actually install just like you are installing a normal bulb, and then you configure it, and then that is that. And do not forget this: all the standalone cameras. Please, I am teaching this and this hand in hand. Okay, because like I said earlier on, some of the PTZs are standalone. Okay, some of the PTZs are standalone. When we get to IP cameras, I would actually dive deep into that, because some of the IP cameras especially are PTZs. Okay, so we will know that better. Now with the PTZs or standalone cameras, okay, you will see something here, a small slot at the side, and this indicates that you put a memory card over there. You as a human being need a memory, and that is what you call your brain, right? The camera also needs a memory. Why does it need a memory or a storage device? Every camera needs a storage device. Why does it need a storage device? It needs it because whatever that is happening now can also be recorded and can be viewed later, because you and I know we are always busy and will not always get a chance to do what? To watch the feed all the time. All right. So what you have to do is this: after it is recorded, it saves it on the storage device you put in it. Okay. So you can buy up to the number of gig you want. Okay, but I normally recommend 32 and above. Okay, and then you see a small button here, a small hole here. Okay, and that is what we call the restart button. You see it has written there as what? The restart button. So you note that as well. Now, sometimes You will see this one also. I believe you've all seen this in the small shops and supermarkets and stuff, right? It's the same thing as this. They all do the same thing. So this is also a standalone cam. Okay, this you can also pan tilt and zoom, but you can't. I can't do it for you to see here. That is done logically. Okay, so that is not done physically. It is done in the machine. That is after configuration. And this stage also takes a wider shot. Normally the dom cams. Okay, this is like a dom cam. Okay, it is like a dom cam, but it's not a dom cam. Okay, it is positioned like a dom cam. Okay, normally put it upside down, so you should note that as well. Okay, they do take wider shots, like I was saying. Okay, they do take wider shots. And last time also I was talking to you guys about some of the stuffs we use in installing CCTV cameras, and I was talking to you guys about the video balloons and then the what we call the RJ45. Now this is what we call the RJ45. Okay, this is what we call the RJ45. I know you've seen the picture, but this is how it looks like. It is as small as this. Okay, in our next video I will teach you how to terminate a particular cable to move with this one. Okay, I'll teach you how it is terminated, and then we move on from there when we are talking about IP cameras and so on and so forth. Now this is what we call the video balloon, and the video balloon comes in different brands. Okay, it comes in different brands and different shapes. Some looks like this, some also looks like this. They are all the same. Okay, this is what I mean by they are all the same. When you take it out of the packet, normally the video balloons, when you buy them, it comes in pairs. It comes in pairs. Okay, it comes in pairs. So you take one is for the cam, and then the other one is for the end of the cam. So this is how it looks like. Okay, whichever way you say it is fine. It is still a video balloon. Okay, it's just that different brands, different brands. Okay, so this, for instance, the video balloon goes into the camera like this with the analog camera. Okay, now so another question somebody will ask is this: how do I know that this is an analog camera and this is an IP camera and stuff? Now, like I was saying, I'll be diving deep into analog cameras today. If you look at a camera by its face, you will not know if it is an analog camera or an IP camera. You have to look at its connectors. Okay, this is what we call the BNC connector. Okay, this is what shows that this camera is an analog camera. It is this one here that shows that this camera is an analog camera. And then, as usual, most cameras also do have the port for power. So the power goes in here like this. Like this. So there is something that I always say as well. We have, this is a hole. Okay, so we always say this is the female and this is the male. So the female is supposed to always go into the male is supposed to always go into the female, and then the cable goes on and on. All right, so you note this as well. So this is the main reason, or this is the main difference between the analog camera and then the IP camera. So you should please note this as well. Now there are some kind of cables we use. Okay, we have nowadays. In fact, there is something new I'll be teaching you today. Okay, not everyone knows this. People don't know. Now, you know that there are so many types of cables we use in configuration and stuff. Okay, we have what we call the TP cable I spoke to you last time, or the twisted pair cable. We have the coaxial cable I taught you last time. There is one type of cable again we use, and that is not common. Okay, we have what we call the fiber optic cable. People think the fiber optic cable is only used for networking administrative purposes. Okay, but you should know that the fiber optic cable can also be used for CCTV transmissions as well. It is the fastest cable on earth in data transmission in any field, in the field of networking administration. Okay, it's the fastest cable, and it's expensive as compared to the rest of them. It is like this: 1, 2, 3. So this is most expensive, more expensive, and then this is just the normal one. Okay, but nowadays the most commonly used type of cable, which is moderate in terms of price, and the speed is very good, is the TP cable, or the twisted pair cable. With the fiber optic cable, it is really expensive, very expensive. Okay, and the images are also crystal clear, very clear. Okay, because it transmits with the speed of light. All right, so with this one, and there are other things you also buy, as compared to these ones. So, and they are very, very expensive too. So the TP cable is what I've been talking to you mostly about. So this is what I've been talking about as the TP cable. This is what we call the TP cable. This is what we call the TP cable, or the twisted pair cable. Okay, it comes in different colors. We have the blue, the gray, black, so on and so forth. But it's all the same. How do I know that this is a TP cable? When you take it, normally when you buy it, it is in a box. Okay, it comes in 100 meters and then the 305 meters. Okay, so please note that. Now, like I was saying last time, there are 4 pairs of wires in this. So please hold on a sec. Let me do something here. In this, and there are 8 wires in total. So if you take away the codes like this, like I was saying, there are 4 pairs of wires in this. Okay, 4 pairs of wires. It has been twisted. That's what we call it, a twisted pair. Okay, so you can untwist it and then you get 8 wires in total. So one cable and there are 8 wires in them, paired into 4. So in our next video, I will teach you how the termination is being done, how to do the color coding. So please subscribe if you haven't. Okay, it is very important to subscribe. So, and then don't forget to also click on the bell there so you can get notifications of whatever we post, so you didn't be left out of the lesson. So you can see here 8 different wires in one cable. 8 different wires, but they are paired into 4. So you can see brown here, brown, white. So you can see brown here, brown, white. You can see orange, white here. You can see orange. You can see green. You can see green, white. You can see blue. You can see blue, white as well. This just holds the cable in position. So we don't need it. After, we just have to cut it. Okay. And this here is what we call the cable pillar. Okay. It just helps you to to peel the cable. Okay. It makes it easier in peeling. So this is what we call the TP, or the twisted pair cable. All right. And back in those days, there was another kind of cable we're using, and that's what we call the coaxial cable. And we have the coaxial cable comes in 2 folds. We have the already terminated. This is an example of the already terminated. This has been terminated from factory. Okay. This is what I mean by that. You don't need any form of termination or any color codings. You just have to insert, and this is what everybody teaches out there. This is what everybody teaches out there, and then you are good to go. Okay, and then with the other end, you do the same thing when you get to the DVR and stuff. When we are talking about the DVR, we will dive into that there, you see. So that is all the people teach out there. But they've forgotten the fact that there are so many other things involved in the installation of CCTV camera. And with this one, the reason for which I personally don't encourage this one is this. Sometimes when you bend a pipe, okay, it is difficult for this notch here to enter into the pipe, and if you are not lucky, it gets torn over here, and the whole cable becomes a waste. You have to go and buy a new cable. All right, and then this also comes in meters, and then you have the 20 meters, the 30 meters, so on and so forth. Okay, so you try your possible best to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, for more amazing content under this. So in today's video, I've taught you how analog cameras look like, how bullet cameras look like, how DOM cameras, the PTZ, and then the standalone. Like I told you, the standalone, they don't need any other source. Some even have inbuilt batteries in them. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to do so. My name is Abochukwu Esinowa, and don't forget to contact us for all your CCTV camera installations to be done for you. Have a very good day. Bye-bye for now.